what better way to spend a summer's day than out on the water? And what better way to get out on the water than with a kayak? We catch up with Tony from Redlands Kayak Tours to find out more.
We're here today with Tony from Redlands Kayak Tours. Tony, what are we going to be up to today?
Matt, we're just going for an hour-and-a-half tour up Loader Creek initially, just a relaxed, steady pace, and then we'll head up Tingapa catchment there, and once again just do a little steady tour up the creek there, and we're bound to see a bit of wildlife and bird life and
Fantastic.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
I noticed the wind's up today, so we've chosen the creek for a reason, I gather?
Yes, yeah, this is always good in the windy times, always protected up the creek here, so you have an enjoyable paddle up here.
So basically, with the kayaks, we get the ability to, on a windy day, not to go down to the Moreton Bay, for example, but there's still all these other nooks and crannies around here that we can explore.
Yeah, there's a lot of little hidden waterways around here. Even a lot of locals who've lived in the area many years come out for a paddle and don't realise all these little hidden treasures are around.
That are around. Yeah. And I suppose we're going to go in places that's rather shallow, and I suppose powerboats don't get up there either.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots that we can get because of the shallow draft on the kayaks. We can actually get in a lot of little places, whereas other craft can't, which makes it really good experience.
Great advantage. Yeah. And I noticed we've got all age groups here today. Your tour is open to all age groups? And,
yeah, many age groups. Usually from 8 years and up. If the child's with a parent, they can go on a double, 8 to 12 year old. 12 and upwards, they can go on a single. And yeah, we'll take all sort of age groups above that. So.
What about physical ability? I mean, I'm not the fittest of people there, but you've asked me a question, can I swim? That's obviously important. And do we wear life jackets or anything?
Yeah, everyone gets safety briefing and basic paddle tuition there, and fitted with a PFD or life jacket there. And yeah, as long as you can comfortably wear the life jacket, you're all right. And yeah, everyone seems to have fun.
Excellent. So what should we bring if we come down to here? If we're coming along with yourself, or maybe some people have their own kayak, what sort of things would you recommend they should have on board?
Yeah, if they've got their own kayak, as long as they've got their own PFD, otherwise we can supply one. Recommend a broad-brimmed hat or a hat of some kind, sunglasses, sunblock, water bottle definitely, because it can get quite thirsty work out there.
Could imagine.
Yeah. But yeah, and just a basic sense of adventure, and we supply dry bags for car keys and that sort of thing. So.
Excellent. I was going to ask about that actually, your car keys and your wallet, and I suppose there's no need to bring the phone. Who wants the phone on this enjoyable expedition?
That's it, yeah. We try to get away from luxuries like that and away from distractions and get out in nature there.
So skill levels to drive a kayak, is it just the paddle that one needs?
No, it's like riding a bike. You can't expect to jump on straight away and it all happen perfectly, and we're all still learning. But to do the basics, a lot of paddle skills and just the feel of the paddle and which way it will turn you and that sort of thing. You can shift your body weight and do all sorts of things to manoeuvre the kayaks around.
Yep.
But yeah, just to basically go for a short paddle and have a bit of fun. Yeah, most people seem to pick it up quite fast, and on the return journey they're always a bit quicker than the start.
Excellent.
And have picked up a few skills, and yeah, they all seem to
their confidence is growing.
That's it.
So for the beginner that might want to maybe think about this, your business, Redlands Kayaks, really offers a great an alternative to sort of try before you buy. You can come out and spend an hour and a half or a couple of hours on your tour, and obviously that can be tailored just to smooth waters, just to get the experience there. But once you have some clientele that might have a little bit more experience than the beginner, are there other areas that you could take them for travels?
Yeah, we're bringing tours around Cuchimudlo Island for the experienced paddler. So just mainly need experience there because it is a greater distance to paddle around, as well as it can chop up a little bit across the bay there, so you've got to have a little bit of experience. And we go up other creeks and along the foreshores down around Victoria Point, Wellington Point areas and those sort of places. And yeah, we have great fun, and as you're saying, a lot of people come try before they buy, because they are fairly expensive initially to buy a piece of equipment. But and also us having the trailer allows families to bring a group of group of the kids and relatives for a paddle, whereas they couldn't put half a dozen kayaks on a roof rack or
that's
whatnot,
right.
and upend salt water on the car afterwards. So
something to be careful of.
that's it.
And you've mentioned you've got a special custom-made trailer and a number of skis. How many can your tour group cater for?
Yes, we've got many double and singles available there. We're actually getting a trailer built at the moment there that carries quite a few extras. So we're starting to do a few larger groups, school groups and corporate groups, social clubs from workplaces and that sort of thing. They come along and have a fun activity, and yeah, we do group discounts and that sort of thing once you get a group of 8 or more.
Yep.
And if you have 8 or more, you can actually nominate depending on whether where you'd like to paddle,
Yep.
that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a great little day out, and we also at the end of it provide light refreshments, usually tea, coffee, bottled water, muffins,
No cold beer?
fruit. No cold beer, unfortunately. So yeah.
With the, I have to ask this question, the angler in me is going to ask this question more than anything, but when we're out there, are there any little hot spots there that you're looking out for? You give tips on where might be a good place to flick a lure or a line?
Well, I haven't actually fished up there
No.
before, but I'm too busy paddling. But no, I see plenty of fishermen there, and as we paddle past, you quite often see them hauling bream and whatnot out of the creek there. So
Because I've noticed, certainly in the kayak fishing section, which I think now is known as yakking, as sort of as an acronym, they are using the kayaks to get right into the impoundments and the dams, up into these little areas where the normal powerboat can't get. And so getting a bit of exercise. It's a bit of green power because they don't have a combustion engine on the back, and you often read in some of these fishing magazines the catch rate's quite high.
yeah, no, we often see, especially at the mouths of the creeks we paddle, a lot of people fishing in the kayaks there, and they seem to be having a lot of fun. And yeah, as you say, many pedal-powered kayaks these days,
Yeah.
or Mirage drives there.
Yep.
But no, they all seem to have fun, and even if you don't catch a fish, they all seem to be relaxed.
Be
and
relaxed, yeah.
That's the great thing about kayaking. Just getting away from everything and going for a paddle, you always come back relaxed, and it's great. As I say, you see a lot of bird life and water dragons, and yeah.
Well, it sounds like we've covered all our bases with the pre-briefing. How about we go get our jackets on and get some tips and get on the water?
Sounds great, Matt.
Let's go.
Gearing up is simple with Tony and Katrina showing you the ropes. Fit a life jacket, apply your slip slop slap, and you're on your way. Then it's time to start paddling as the group heads off onto the waterway.
I feel guilty. Oh, the kids are at home asleep and Anita's cooking dinner for tonight and I'm out paddling around in the creek. How good's that? Well, this is just amazing to come up the creek and have some fun. The things we're seeing and the places we're exploring, couldn't do this in a powerboat. See ya! Just remember, if you can, if you're going out boating or out into the outdoors, and it doesn't really matter, it doesn't really need to be just the marine side of things. Don't take plastic. Paper bags, decompose, maybe reusable Tupperware containers, but try and avoid plastic. The consequences on your outboard engine can lead to overheating. Turtles can misjudge it for a jellyfish and then choke. And it just doesn't break down or look very nice in the natural environment. So just be aware of what you take out in your boat or on your paddle craft, or just out into the outdoors. Getting the hang of this. Turn right, turn left. Watch this, I can even brake and woohoo! Well, thanks Tony and team for a fantastic kayak up the Loader and Tingalpa Creek systems. Really enjoyed it, as did the rest of the gang. And thank you again for the afternoon tea. Certainly hitting the spot, and I won't be having to hit the gym tonight, that's for sure.
For more information on how you can get out on one of these kayaks, head online to redlandkayaktours.com.au. Can you imagine a better way to spend a lazy afternoon cruising Bayside's waterways?
And so, we've mentioned that you don't actually need to have your own equipment to get into these type of
No,
things.
not at all. You can hire a kayak anywhere. You go up to Bribie and there's guys who hire them on the beach up there. On the Brisbane River, there's guys who hire them there.
Noosa?
Yeah, Noosa. You go down the coast, there's surf shops. So it's really easy to get onto. And if you're a beginner, just get a slightly wider kayak. If you're a
Is that
confident,
for better balance?
better balance. I mean, it's very hard to tip them over. But if you're a confident paddler, you can get something a bit narrower and longer, and that way you can go faster. So there's lots of options.
And what about some other personal watercraft? I know we hear in the headlines a lot about the jet skis and things like that. Are they just as good for family
Oh,
fun?
absolutely. I mean, again, there's different grades of it. People sort of have them to go out exploring. There's others out there for the adventure to go, wave jumping and all sorts of things like that. So it really is, whatever your personal taste. If you want to go out there and just have fun with the kids, or if you just want to explore, they're very versatile to get out there.
I think a lot of families are buying them too. They're looking at a boat or a jet ski, and a lot of our friends have learnt to ski on those or wakeboard. So if you buy a 3-seater and you can have your observer facing behind, you can tow kids on the tubes. They can get up on wakeboards, ski. A lot of the big ones these days, you can pull 2 people out of the water, no problem at all. So
wow.
it gives you then the option of doing things with the family, yet also taking off and exploring.
And they're good toys to have if you own a boat as well, aren't
Yeah,
they? They
absolutely.
tuck away, they pack up and tuck away.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people put them on their duckboards now rather than using a dinghy. So there's lots of options out there.
Are they costly to run? Are they very expensive?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Just a tank of fuel each time or something?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, sometimes you wouldn't even use a tank of fuel, but it depends how far you're going to go and the conditions that you're in.
On our little sheet of information, it mentions cable ski parks. How common are they?
There's a few of them around, particularly in southeast Queensland. So again, if you weren't entirely confident to go out there on your own and you wanted to just have the experience, you can go to the cable ski parks and get all the instruction. It's a very safe environment, but you still get the thrill of the ride. So
How are they set up? I must say I've never even witnessed one.
well, it's a little bit like going skiing without the boat. So they have the cable pull and it'll pull you through the water. So you get the experience if you want to go wakeboarding and that sort of thing. So,
And where are they located? There's one on the Gold Coast, isn't there?
there's one on the Gold Coast. There's one just down here at Redland Bay. I think there's one up on the Sunshine Coast as well. So again, it's almost like an adventure theme park, if you like, out on the water.